Okay, so that is, let me change this. Okay, so that is up. Now let me go do this. Hopefully no problems. Alright, so just realized I had the mic muted still, but I'm gonna do some apostles, probably. I don't know who I want to go to. Maybe Knight. I guess I'll go to Knight. So I need to remember, I think it's here, yeah. Yeah, since Apostles is pretty much all I can do. Apostle, and then I still need to go get Rogue Goose 5-star, which is a pain. That is gonna suck. But I've been trying to do at least like 10 levels a day for each of my remaining apostles, but I've been slacking heavily. Like this whole week, I didn't even do it. I did not even get on. Hey, Ronald. I don't think I've seen you in a while. Haven't been streaming really lately, but I don't think I've seen, I don't know if I remember seeing you in the last one. Gonna do this, some of these apostles and suffer. I really want to try to get this done before last recollection, but I don't know. I'm getting the real burnout feel now. Been playing a ton of Genshin. I've I think like earlier this year or sometime, I was playing it a lot more than what I was, and then I recently stopped. Like I still get on to do my dailies, but that's about it. I'm mostly watching I'm mostly watching, or not mostly watching, but I'm mostly waiting for Shinha to get her rerun. I'm surprised they still haven't done it. And a 5-star popped up and I got scared, and I got Mona finally. I've never gotten her. It's always been just a Chi-Chi dupe or a Kaching dupe. So now I'm just missing Diluc and then Tainari. You mainly did SAO on Xbox with Havoc and James? Yeah, I remember. Because you were the Xbox before, and then you ended up coming to PlayStation for a bit, right? But yeah, I'm just trying to build up my primos again now on there. You just got her recently too? Yeah. I'm glad I finally got her because I wanted her for so long, but she just never came. But yeah, now I'm just waiting on Shinha. You're going for Raiden and Ayato? I want Raiden, but I just don't know. Like between Raiden and Shinha, Shinha would be a way better one for me to go for because she'll help a lot with Ganyu, even though Ganyu practically doesn't need help, and she'll help with my Ayaka and somebody else, I think. But mainly those two, because I use Ganyu and Ayaka a lot. I use Ayaka a lot more now. Ayato, I wasn't looking to get him, but a friend was pulling on my account, and he managed to get him. So he's pretty much my best water character right now. So I'm not mad at it. I forget what was on his banner back then. It might have been a character I was trying to get, and then I let my friend pull on there and see if he can get any luck. And then got a Naito. Oh man. But yeah, I need to catch up on this stuff before that next game. Try to. You don't have Ganyu, kicking yourself for not having or wishing on Venti. Yeah, Venti, bro. I remember when Venti first came out, bro. I was wanting him. I was pulling, but I never got him. And then ever since, I don't really care to have him. Like he'd be good, but I don't really care to have him since I mean I have a Sucrose if I want to use her. Um, but yeah. Hey Infinity. You need Kazuha and Zhongli too. I have Zhongli. Zhongli is so good, bro. The shield, like I'm so used to the shield that I still dodge at times, but sometimes I'll just sit there. But yeah, he's very good to have. And Kazuha too. Like out of the animo characters, I'd rather have Kazuha. Wanderer was pretty cool too. When I played him in the character demo, he was pretty cool. I like his kit. I need to get back to using some of my old characters on there though. Like I remember back then, when I first really started to like do DPS, my DPS character was Razor, and then I think my next DPS character was Beto, and I mained Beto for a very long time. Um, Mained her for a very long time, and then ended up switching once I got some 5 stars that were really good. Like once I ended up getting Ganyu, literally that's all I was using, deleting everything. I just didn't have a good bow for her because I was using the Viridescent Hunt, and then now I switched her to the Inazuma bow. What's up, Azure? haven't even done my Sumeru story either. Like I did a little bit of it in the very beginning of it, but I haven't. I'm just hogging all the content for once like Shenhe comes back and I need a lot more primos. Yeah, I'm just hogging it. I haven't even done the recent event right now for that new weapon. I need to though. I think that's a really good one for Kazuha probably. And then recently PlayStation had the end of the year sale and I picked up Corpse Party again. I had that on the Vita, but I never finished it on the Vita. So I picked that up. I got Code Vein. I played the demo of it, but never played the full game. Uh, Picked up The Legend of Heroes Trials of Cold Steel 1. Never played the series. And I picked up God Eater 3 because I've always wanted to try God Eater. And I think that's Caligula Effect 2. I picked that up as well. And I haven't tried Caligula Effect 2 yet, but I've tried the other ones and they've been pretty fun. Yeah, I've been playing those every day mostly. Play them for like an hour or two, and then I go to the next one, play that, next one, play that. And then right now for the holiday sale, they have the second game for the Cold Steel series. I have that in my cart. I have the Witch's House. Um, I have what is the other thing I had on there? I can't remember. But I have that. And then, funny enough, on the holiday sale, they have Code Vein on there again, but it's the deluxe edition. Man, I was so mad at that because they just had it on the holiday sale. Or, but I've been enjoying the Code Vein so far. I still don't understand the story, but I'm enjoying it. Then I still gotta do some AOT stuff I completely forgot about. Like just before I started streaming, I recorded a clip for how you can save Thomas and Mina from dying. I'll do that for the other characters as well. Those are easy. Then I'll have to do the Dire Foes for each story mode mission. That's easy as well. And then I completely forgot, but I ended up getting my second apostle to 999, which was Ronier's. And I completely forgot I had recorded the clip of it, but never uploaded it, so I do need to upload that too. And then for Caligula Effect 2, it looks like it has the same battle system as the first, well, as Overdose, but I don't know how the music is up in that one, because that was the best thing about Caligula Effect was the music. It was so good, but I haven't heard anything from the second game. Like the combat in it in Caligula Effect was just but the music, oh my god. And I think the second one is also made by Aquaria as well, so that's I can't remember if AL was out before Caligula Effect 2 released, But if it was and Aquaria was also working on Caligula Effect 2, that's probably also why some stuff took a long time. Because they probably split the team for Last Recollection, whenever that was, and they probably had something to do with Caligula Effect 2. I've been slacking on my anime too recently. I need to get back on watching some stuff. I had started the season 2 of Nanbaka like probably a month or two ago. Watched a few episodes and I still haven't even finished that. Then I still got a bunch of the new ones to watch. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Like whenever I was really watching it, like a couple months ago, I was really into it. I was watching a bunch of them, knocking them off my list and everything, and adding some on my list, and now I'm just not. And it's not like I don't have anything to watch. It's mostly just I'm just not feeling like it, you know? That's just the main thing. Genshin is getting an anime. They showed a trailer for it already. It doesn't really show anything, but it is getting an anime. It's confirmed. And of course, the studio that's doing it is Ufotable, because Genshin got that money. I'm really curious how they're gonna do the anime for Genshin though, because there's so many characters. That's the thing. Like, there's so many characters, so how are they gonna make it to where... How are they gonna throw these new characters up into the anime and then have it also to where we can learn more about them? Because if a person doesn't play Genshin, they're not gonna know anything about the characters at all. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm excited for it, but I'm looking forward to it to see how it mostly is gonna play out. Cause I can't wait to see how Beta is gonna be, how Ayaka's gonna be, Ganyu, Kaching, all of them. Honestly, I think the best part, like besides the Raiden Shogun arc, the best part to me will probably be like whenever they get to the arc of the damsel in distress, you know, with Shinha's backstory and when you fight the water god or whatever the hell it is. That seems like it'll be the best part to me. When the Jade Chamber falls or whatever, or when it rises up again. Ajdaha? Yeah, Ajdaha would be pretty cool too. But yeah, a lot of these mobile games are starting to get animes now, cause Arknights has one. Um, Girls Frontline, well, technically it's called Dolls Frontline. That has one. Genshin's getting one. I don't know about anything else. So, Oh, Princess Connect has one, technically. I just don't know if the mobile game came out before the anime or not. Yeah, Inazuma, like mostly people will probably bring up Inazuma. Then there'll be some with Leeway, but I don't think anybody talks about Mondstadt anymore. And then Sumeru has just been like Sumeru's been alright. Like I said, I haven't played the story for it, but like um but still I think by far whenever the game is done for Genshin or whatever, or whenever we get all of our regions, I still think Inazuma is probably going to be the best one for me, music wise and character wise. Like that's where the game took it up a notch with the music, and just the boss battle too. Like the whole aspect of Inazuma's storyline is just so good. That's the first like besides the very beginning of the game in Genshin before I really knew anything, Inazuma was like the hardest thing for me with Raiden Shogun. Eula's hilarious. Yeah, Eula is funny. Yeah. I remember back whenever I saw videos of her coming out and like seeing the damage people were doing with her, I'm like, there's no way MiHoYo really released a character like this. Like hitting that much damage, there's no way. Yeah, the other harbingers as well. I really want to know more about that girl that showed up in that cutscene with all the harbingers. The one that had like the little stitches or whatever on her eyes. She looks really cool. I want to know more about her. Like that's a character I would really pull for. Like out of all those that showed up on that screen for the harbingers, she's one I would want to pull for. I don't even care if she sucks. I just want her because visually she's appealing. Okay, so I think I'll kill him this last time right here. Put him at 520, and then I'll probably go do another boss for 10 levels. Right now, you're just trying to get your account solid. Yeah, that's what I was doing back then. Um, Only thing for me to mainly do now is just build some of the other characters to have better. Um, but I just don't like farming in Genshin, man. It's so painful. I remember when I was building my beta, and all I needed was a electro goblet that was good. Like I don't even care if it was the best. I just needed like at least two good substats. Never happened, and I farmed that for months, months, and I never got one. Yeah, resin is the main problem in that game. It's like, because once you run out of resin, there's nothing for you to do except go farm enemies up in your book to get more materials and stock up, and then that's it. Cause I'm pretty alright with my stuff right now. Like, I got Ganyu if I need to delete something. I got Ayaka. I got Eula. I pretty much have main DPSs, like really good DPS characters, but I still have to build them and then build some other teammates around them. Because I at least have one really good DPS character for each element besides Animo. Because Cryo, like I said, I got the Ganyu, the Ayaka, technically Eula, but I'm gonna just count Eula as normal attack damage. Um, Geo, I've been wanting to build Ningguang, but we technically got Zhongli. Um, who else? Pyro, Zhongling is one. I got Hu Tao. Water, it's pretty much Ayato. Um, what else is there? Electro, technically Beto. Yai, kinda, but she's more of like a sub DPS if I use her. You need Ayaka and Hu Tao as well, yeah. Yeah, the Hu Tao I got on her. I think she's only had one rerun. I think that's when I got her. And then Ayaka, I barely got her. I got her like right at the end of her banner. The only thing about like my one-handed sword DPS characters though, like Ayaka, I don't have a good sword for them. Like I'm using the Harbinger of Dawn on them, and if they take one hit of damage, and if I don't have like a healer, then I lose that effect of the weapon. So they're basically not going to do a lot of damage. You got Yai and C5 Beto. Yep. Yeah, I had Beto at C5, and then I think when they had their last Lantern right, I want to say I got C6 for Beto right there, or I think that might have been whenever I got Yoon Jin. Jay Cutter and Skyr Pine level 90. Yeah, the only 5-star sword I even have is Aquilia Favonia. I've had that since the start of the game. Tecton, I know the name. I might have seen him back in the beginning of Genshin, but I really don't watch Genshin YouTubers. If I do, it's mostly I Win to Lose Gaming. I mostly watch him for like some character builds and like his C0 showcases. I think that's probably the coolest part that he does is C0 showcases. Isn't Tecton like the dude that spent like $1,000 on like C6 Venti or something like that though? Skyward Sword level 90. The only other Skyward weapon I have, I think, is the Catalyst. I think that's the Catalyst because I got it's the Lost Prayer. I think that's what I got. Sevi Plays. Yeah, I've heard that name. I think I looked at her. I think I looked at one of her Ayaka ones before. It was some character I looked at from her. But yeah, I don't watch too many of them. Like mostly it's just the I win to lose gaming. And then I think before back then I was watching Enviosity for some of his challenge runs, I think. Check these 879, okay. Get this. I've been slacking on these dailies too. There's kind of no point in me doing these anymore. I've already gone past 1,000 cube tickets. At some point, I'll probably do a video to see how much 1,000 plus cube tickets can give you. I forgot I still have that map pin over there. I forget what I was using that for. Our live streams are entertaining. I know I mostly don't watch any live streams though. I recently saw some like clips. Like I was recently like while I was at work. I was watching these little clips of some VTubers. Some of them are pretty funny, but I've never actually really watched VTubers, but I've seen some of the clips, and they were pretty funny. I didn't even know like whenever I was watching one of them, like these people were talking about you had to go and audition to be one. I'm like, what? Because normally I thought like VTubers they just start off from getting some stuff set up and then they just start. But I guess it's for like certain groups of VTubers you do have to audition for, which makes me wonder how does the audition process even go for a VTuber, you know? Because one of the mobile games I saw, I think it was called Counterside, they have a VTuber collab going on right now. You can get Kali, I think that's her name, or Mori Collab, or Calliope, Gargura, the Octopus Girl, I think her name is Ina or something. I think you can get Amelia Watson, and I forget the others. I just realized I'm using the default sword skin of this. And that I don't have strength food. And then me and Yuta, we were playing, we started playing more of the Back for Blood. We played it back when it came out, and it was alright. It definitely needed a lot of changes, and then we came back to it probably about like 2 months ago and started playing it again. And they had some really good changes. And then they added another difficulty mode. I don't know why. but that game has been better now. And then I got the DLCs for it. Pretty interesting. They added a new, I think with this latest DLC, they added a new mutation called like a swarm and then a whaler. And they look cool. They look really cool. It's almost like a, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe it. It's like, I think they had a Resident Evil mob that looked like it. I can't remember what it was though. Oh, no, 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 no. If you've ever seen the movie like Aliens versus Predators or just like Aliens, um, it's those little spider looking things. It looks like that. The things that would latch onto people's faces or whatever. And then now I got a better computer that I can actually do some games on. But now for like other game series or whatever, if I want to do them, only thing I need now is just a capture card, and I can do that. And I just don't know what game series I would want to go to whenever I do have time, because that'll help a lot for certain games that have blocked scenes or just blocked gameplay. Only thing I wish I had better now is internet. Still nothing good. So it should be 2 more kills now. 2 or 3 more. Oh, I hate the Skull Reaper for this though. I hate it. Okay, so 888. 518, so yeah, 2 more. Did you end up finishing everything you wanted to for AL, Ronald? Before the next one comes out? Not at all. What all do you have left? Start on your PS4, let your cousin use it, and then you got a PS5. That's nice, you got one. Still gotta do story mode stuff, dang. Yeah, you probably got a lot then. Insanely behind on both consoles, dang. So whenever Last Recollection comes out, are you gonna get it on PlayStation or Xbox? Probably both. Oh my god, you're a madman, bro. You're a madman. I couldn't. I can't even do AL on an alt account. I can't even imagine doing it on both consoles. Just skipping story on the alt account was so painful. No, Philia, what are you doing? Oh, Oh, wait, I was controlling Medina, that's why. Rip. Or I might have swapped it and didn't even realize, I don't know. Think you'll be caught up in Genshin, or at least comfortable, and just switch back to SAO? Yeah, I mean, really, once you just get like one character set up for DPS, you're pretty much good. I mean, the only thing you have to watch out for is like, say you're using Ayaka as main DPS, you have her all the way built, and then there's a cryo boss, that's the only problem. Or like something with a cryo shield. Yeah, like I said, I at least want to finish these. I at least want to finish getting everybody's 5-star equipment before Last Recollection comes out. I'll be happy just getting them because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to max them, max out their weapon level wise. But to me, I just want to get their weapons just to have a complete thing for this game. I just don't know if I want to get it all done before Last Recollection or if I want to do it slowly after Last Recollection. Because I still got a bunch of games I need to play and finish. Like the ones I just bought. I'm playing them, but I don't know if I'll be done with any of them before Last Recollection. I'm trying to enjoy some other games because I've been playing AL for just so long. I haven't had a chance to really go and finish or, start new games. And I wasn't expecting another SAO game this soon, so I just hope they don't pull another Warmate outfit. Please don't. I'll be even more pissed. The new one, Last Recollection, they don't have a month, but it's supposed to come out next year. I want I want to expect it sometime like in the summer or maybe after summer, like in the middle of the year. That's my guess. And from what we can see, it looks like the story of it is going to be covering, whenever Vecta got up in there, the War of the Underworld. That's what we're going to have. But it also looks like it continues from AL because in the stuff that we saw, Kirito was using Forget Me Not. The only thing we don't know is if Rogu is going to be in there or not. Because we know we already know the first DLC because Forget Me Not. And then another thing was for the game's logo, they had Medina's weapon on there, so I'm guessing Medina's gonna be there again. Because if it's going based off Forget Me Not's DLC, she's gonna be there. But one really cool thing is that we're gonna have scythe weapons. I cannot wait to use those. Everybody's probably gonna be maining those when that game comes out. And then we'll get to fight DIL. She looks pretty cool. And here I was thinking I would finally be able to take a break from AL or SAO for a while. Then they just pop up Last Recollection like, oh, yep, we got another one coming next year. To go from Hollow to AO. I'm guessing you're talking about Hollow Realization Katana. I mean, really, with the Hollow Realization Katana, it was mostly Hifabuki, and the fact that Hollow Realization was just faster combat. Like that part, I can understand because, dude, if Hifabuki was in this game, it would be broken, and at the same time, it would be a long skill. Cause like they didn't just shit on Katana. They shit on Katana. They shit on Dual Wield because no Eclipse, and they shit on One Hand because they changed Snake Bite. It's not an AOE anymore. That's like the one thing I hate about One Hand is that Snake Bite. It's not AOE. I'm so used to Snake Bite from literally from Hollow Realization. People were saying that AL or Alicization was the last, like the last game verse. I think that's how they said it. It was something, but I mean, SAO wasn't gonna end just like this, obviously. And a bunch of people were complaining about this game wasn't gonna have War of the Underworld. So, and they told us back then in an old stream that this game can't do War of Underworld. They're still in this game. They're still using an old game engine that Hollow Realization was using, and I think probably even Hollow Fragment. But in the next game, they're actually using what looks like to be Unreal. I think it's Unreal. But the next game is pretty much purely going to be, the whole World of Underworld that everybody's been wanting. Even though everybody's getting the War of Underworld they wanted, they're still shitting on the game, even though it's not even out yet, because for one, it's made by Aquaria, and we already know how everybody's opinion of Aquaria is after AL's release. They can't be thankful that somebody's making it, but it's whatever. And see, like a bunch of them, they want Dimps to pick up SAO again, but the thing, the thing I don't understand is like, for me, Dimps, great character customization, hands down. But in my opinion, I don't know what other games Dimps has done, but SAO wise, they cannot do melee combat. I hated melee combat in Fatal Bullet. Granted, it's mostly a shooting game, but still, there were some things that swords just needed. They needed a lock-on mechanic they never got. And there's barely like really any skills. The swords pretty much always sucked. To me, Dimps cannot do melee combat. And then obviously do not want I don't want Art Dink to pick SAO back up. I definitely don't. The only thing Art Dink can get right probably is just some magic. That's it. Like, they made AW versus SAO better, but still, it's just, it still wasn't right. The main problem just with Aquaria is that they have, for one, COVID was a thing, and their team is way small. I think their team is probably smaller than Art Dink even, and they're smaller than Dimps. So that's one thing, and then on top of that, I'm sure they split their team at some point during AL's cycle so they can go make Last Recollection. And that's why some content was also slow. But yeah, that Last Recollection though, Infinity, that will probably be our last SAO game for a long while, because the only other thing I can see them making is Ordinal Scale or Moon Cradle. And they said before too, Ordinal Scale would be a big project, but considering they're doing this War of Underworld now with a whole new engine and it's a PS5 title, they should be alright. But we'll see. We'll have to just see. I don't think it's gonna be the end of the SAO series, but I do think it will be a while before we see a next part. You bought it, played it 1 second, and then uninstalled? Why? Why did you uninstall Fatal Bullet? What made you not like Fatal Bullet? Let's see, so 906, and then what level is he now? 524. Yeah, I went a little bit over. We'll go to Liz next. Where is he? No, I always forget where this one is. Okay. Alright, I'm back, so let's see. Because for you, it's like going to buy a basketball game and then turning it on and it's ping pong. I didn't mean the I didn't mean the guns, but I wanted to make the option to use swords immediately. Plus, I didn't like the tutorial. It lost my interest immediately. Wow, okay. Yeah, so you're kind of like me. Like I'm more used to the sword aspect of the SAO games. Like when I first played Fatal Bullet, um, I also wanted to use them, but I also mainly wanted to use snipers because I love snipers in shooting games. But yeah, I'm just more used to the melee aspect of the other SAO games. But I tried so much to get up into Fatal Bullet. I can't tell you how many stories I did over and over. Like I'll never say it's a bad game. It just doesn't appeal to me specifically. I still keep it higher on my list because Lost Song and AW versus SAO aren't good. That's the only reason. Like AW versus SAO, best thing in that is combat change because sword skills don't use MP, and the story is actually pretty alright. It's pretty sad. It was actually a good story for them to explore. because it's something that could actually really happen up in the series. Oh yeah, it's very tough, I imagine, because and like depending on the company and depending on the game that they're making, like typically with like Aquaria, like with Hollow Fragment and Hollow Realization, most of the stuff is just reused, so they can kind of copy paste. The only difference would be probably like they had to change some stuff even when copy pasting. But yeah, it's very hard, especially if you have a small team too. Yeah, because that's something I want to try to do is some game development. I'm thinking of doing school next year, probably sometime early next year to do it. Either go in for game development or maybe something for IT. But game development is going to be really hard because it's a lot of math, and I suck at math. I wasn't really good at it, so that would be a lot of studying I'd have to do. Yeah, really easy to mess up because I think with like all the coding stuff, if you just even put one wrong letter or one wrong number, you'll have to go back and see where you messed up in all the files. And even when it's like a really good company with a lot of staff and they push out the game, there's still bound to be bugs or glitches. Nothing is perfect. Oh yeah, it'd be worth it for sure. Like the only thing I wonder though is like for people who work on a game development team and they develop a game, it makes me wonder like do they get I imagine they would get free copies of the game, but do they get free copies of like the full edition, like the like a full copy. But the main problem about that is like say let's say I actually did get into game development. I finished college for it and I get into it. There's really nowhere near me that has good options because the only place near me that I could go to is for Oculus, surprisingly. Like I didn't even think there was an Oculus out here, but that would be the nearest place for me to go is to do some stuff for Oculus. And then some of these companies, whenever I was looking like on Indeed, some of these want a lot of experience, which makes sense. Like I remember looking at one of them, they wanted 7+ years of experience. And then I even saw Pokemon was hiring too, which was kind of cool. They were hiring on there. I bet back in the day when Pokemon was still pixels, that was so easy to do. Because all you had to do pretty much was still copy paste everything. But yeah, that's something I do plan on trying for next year. And if I do end up getting into it and doing pretty good up in it, I will end up slowing down on some videos. I mean, I've already slowed down right now, and that's just only because of work, but that will definitely slow me down too. See, what level is this? Okay, so that Sacred Art Chamber. I don't even know when that happened. I guess teammates count. Let me check my items. 915. I'll go sell after I get him to 520. But yeah, and then one other part I don't know what I'm gonna do with it is if I do start college, I don't know if I want to either go there or try to do it online, because online would be better because I wouldn't have to use much gas, and I really just wouldn't have to use much gas, and I wouldn't have to struggle to find a parking space. But online, I don't know how well that's gonna be for game development as well. Gonna try and stick with the new SAO game and get everything good and stuff so I don't get behind like AL. Yeah, that's one thing. I mean, we don't know what's all gonna be in that game, if it'll have DLC, if it'll have content updates, like, you know, some new raids or something like that. That we don't know. I imagine we would, but technically that whole game in itself is a whole DLC that AL just can't get. But yeah, that's what I was telling people like way back before, whenever Extreme Raids were out, you know. Don't don't you can take some breaks, but not extended breaks, you know? Because the game is not going to wait for you. It's not. It's going to keep going. And once you get behind on it, like the biggest thing that people got behind on is apostles. Once you get behind on that, it's very hard to recover from it. I mean, I had my apostles caught up before the 909 cap, and even now, it's still painful. So I can't even imagine how it is for a new player or a returning player to, you know, do their levels from before all the way up to this. On top of having to go farm shards and everything too, and gear. But yeah, don't yeah, don't get behind on it, because like I said, it's not gonna wait. Oh, what? He broke out of that? Good thing he's still low level. I can kill him without being down. And then like for like the only games I can say you can probably like put down for extended periods of time and then come back to is probably just gacha games, really. Because when you do that, a bunch of new stuff will come out. The only thing you'll miss is free events for characters or equipment. That's the only thing you miss. Because Blue, like one of them, Blue Archive, I was playing it like constantly whenever it released for global, and then I stopped for a long time, and then I just recently, I wouldn't say I recently just came back to it. I get on it here and there, but that's it. And then of course my cat is meowing. And some gotchas like I know the JP version of Princess Connect, they even though the events go away, they still have it to where you can go back and play them and still get the rewards, which is really cool. I wish more gotchas would do that. Mainly Genshin because I did miss I think one of the Windbloom bows or whatever it was, and then I missed the Dodoko Tales catalyst. I wish you can go back and get those. Like there's no and there's no reason to keep those locked. They're not game breaking um, weapons or anything. I mean, just have them accessed for people who missed them. Do any of you got any Christmas plans? Try and keep warm. Man, yeah, it's kind of cold where I'm at, but like no snow, no ice. So, I mean, some of the like the water outside is just a little frozen, but that's it. Xmas plan gets stronger in SAO. Yep. The greatest thing to get would be a RNG drop. That's a god roll. I've been working on my plat too for the SAO games. I think I mentioned it in the last live stream, but I did get Hollow Fragment plat, and right now I almost have Hollow Realization plat. All I need in that is Klein and Agiel to max friendship. But that trophy for like having, I think, 100 friends at like friendly status, like luckily I had a bunch of them already there. It still took some time, but luckily I had already some of them there. $150 large black shards away from SP Forget Me Not, but also super lazy. Yeah, I feel that. I still need to get those as well. I still need to get the ones from the arena shop, because the only thing I've gotten from the arena shop is the two-hand. And I think I can get the amulet or the accessory now. I think I can. But I need to upgrade the Forget Me Not and then the Mirage Blade, which both of those already I think at plus 50, so it's not going to be too long. And then I still got to get the other 5 stars from the Apostles, and then my Rogu 5-star, which sucks. Okay, so one more kill. Wanted to do the SP Spectral Sword, but after doing Forget Me Not, having second thoughts. Honestly, technically the first one out of those weapons you should have gone for was the two-hand. The two-hand is so good. The only thing is that it doesn't have accuracy. You have to use, you'll pretty much have to use the Zen Fighter. But that thing is way better than Forget Me Not, because the two-hand sword skills mostly, and the scaling on that weapon too. The Forget Me Not, I just wish it was, I wish it was like the Night Sky. Like, what they did to Forget Me Not makes no sense to me. It doesn't have all 4 stats. Its stats really aren't high like the Night Sky, so. Okay, so he's 520 now. I'm gonna go and sell my stuff. And then even like the 5-star accessory, like I was expecting more from a 5-star accessory, and like it's okay. It's okay. But I was expecting more. Main reason not getting the next game. Done with Aquaria. See, Aquaria, they've been good on Hollow Fragment and Hollow Realization. AL was not a good time for them to do this, because for one, this was a large scale game. It was released during COVID. Aquaria already has a small team. Now, there were things that they should have done better. Like, the one thing that I don't like that they were doing was they would release a new weapon cap, and then, like, a month or two after the weapon cap was released, they reduced the amount of shards that's needed. I don't like that. They did that, I think, twice or three times. I hate that. Like, I love Aquaria because they did Hollow Fragment, Hollow Realization. I love those two games. I love AL. But I can also agree that they did not do... They didn't make some good moves with AL. Will that stop me from getting the next game? No, because I like the SAO series. And personally, I prefer them more over any of the other SAO devs. They keep me hooked. DLC 2 was 2022 and it was the worst part of the game according to Steam. I don't look at reviews. I'll get a game based on my own preference. I don't know what Steam is saying about DLC 2, but honestly, DLC 2 had really good stuff. Sure, you have to go farm for it, but DLC 2 has the strongest stuff, besides, you know, getting it from the Apostle as well. The only thing about DLC 2 I did not like was how many cutscenes were in the story. And the fact that you have to run through the whole story again to, you know, go get some, go to certain floors to farm things. I hated that. And then in the update, they reduced it a little bit to make some stuff less redundant, but still, it wasn't great. Because, like, the floor dungeon, they should have made it like HR and Hall Fragment where you can just go to them whenever you want. Don't make it to where I have to go through the story. Had to put stuff on other characters. And that's another thing that also kind of sucked is like once you start DLC 2, you can't even change their records. That makes no sense. And then whenever you start fights, they tell you like, "Oh, you know, you can change your equipment and stuff mid-fight." Well, not exactly mid-fight, but before the enemy aggro's onto you. And sometimes they aggro onto you way too quickly. But my biggest gripe about the DLC 2 is the Berkoli fight with Round Robin for Rogu's weapon. It is damn near impossible. Even like when it first released, that was damn near impossible. Even now, it's still so hard, and the main reason is because, for one, you're a katana user, so speed, and then you're by yourself. So you're limited to only 4 passives, and technically 4 buffs, but you can buff swap, so... Even with buff swapping and stuff, it's still pretty hard. But that's how games go. Like, the game is not going to get easier, you know, in the next DLC. It's going to keep getting harder and harder. But yeah, I can agree. There was some stuff like that that needed to be changed. And that's why I hope at least, like, I hope if Last Recollection goes on for a bit, I hope they learn from what they did in AL to not do up in Last Recollection. Like I said, I still love Aquarium. Regardless, I still love them. I love the dedication that they put into a game, even when people just shit on them. They still kept pumping out free content for people, even whenever they basically had no player base for the West. Like, everybody talks about the bad things of them, but they never talk about that. They never say how Aquaria kept pumping out new content, free content. They never say that. Nobody's ever thankful for it. And another thing they don't understand is Aquaria is a small team, and the fact that people don't know how game development